Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Liv, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make this easy, healthy, and delicious oatmeal bake. This is one of my favorite breakfast recipes that I eat at least once a week. I really enjoy this recipe because it reminds me almost like a banana nut muffin because I put the chocolate chips in there, and it freezes really well. Once you're ready to eat it, you can just thaw it out and it's quick and easy. You can even microwave it for like 10-15 seconds and put a little bit of butter on top. The possibilities are endless with this recipe, and it's one of my go-tos and regular breakfasts that I eat. So stick around and I'll show you how to make it. Okay, so to make our baked breakfast oatmeal, you're gonna need 1 cup of oats. And the cup of oats I put into my small blender and just processed it until it's like a fine powder. You want it to be like flour. So I made oat flour, and that's again 1 cup. I'm going to use 1 egg. I'm going to use 1 very ripe banana. I'm going to use about a teaspoon of cinnamon, really tiny pinch of salt, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, and then 2 teaspoons of sweetener of choice. I'm using sugar-free or keto-friendly brown sugar. And then also, you're gonna need about 1/4 of a cup to 1/2 a cup of milk. I like to have it not so runny, because I noticed if you have your batter too runny, then it takes longer to bake, and then sometimes it doesn't bake. So you have to see how the batter is, and I'll show you the desired thickness that I usually like. Once we mix up all ingredients, you're gonna need 2 ramekins because this recipe makes 2 servings. All I do is just put non-stick cooking spray in the ramekins and bake. With the baking, we're gonna bake about 25 minutes at 375 degrees. So let's go ahead and get started. So first we're gonna be mashing up our banana. We wanna make sure it turns out looking almost like baby food. So just mash, mash, mash. And we're same as traditional baking, we're gonna prepare the wet ingredients first, and then slowly add the dry ingredients to this. So I'm gonna mash up the banana. There we go. Then I'm gonna start adding the egg. Make sure none of the shell gets in there. So now we're gonna start mixing the egg. You can leave it as chunky as you'd like or as smooth as you like. I like to leave a little bit of chunks, but not too many. And then also make sure that your egg is just really, really mixed. Really mixed in there before you start adding the other ingredients. So for me, this is about good. I'm gonna be adding the oatmeal first. And one of the reasons why I like this recipe so much is because it comes out almost like bread, banana bread. And I really like banana bread, but I do like to eat somewhat healthy, and when I can make healthier choices, I do. So this, for me, instead of eating a banana nut muffin, this has really satisfied my cravings. And then also I get fiber and other great benefits from the oatmeal. So for me, I like, tasty things, but I do want to eat healthier choices. So the batter is coming out really thick. And I'm just going to stir it a little bit longer. So once it gets to this point, then I'm going to start adding milk. I'm going to add first probably 1/4 of a cup. Not 1/2 a cup, because then you have to see how runny your batter gets. But for this recipe, it looks like 1/4 of a cup of milk will do. Because again, I don't want my batter too runny. I'll just scrape off the sides. I highly recommend always using a silicone spatula because it makes it so much more easier to scrape the sides of the bowl. What I like about that is your bowls don't get scratched or ruined. And then also you don't get as much wasted product because you can scoop most of it out of the bowl and not have so much loss of product. So for me, this looks great. The batter is thick, not too runny. So now we're gonna get ready to put this into our ramekins to bake. So I went ahead and sprayed my baking spray on the ramekins. This is the one that I use, Pam Baking Spray. It does a really good job at ensuring your baked goods don't stick to your baking dishes, and I really like this. I know it's a little pricey and whatnot, but this is really good. I think it's a worthy investment. So again, I sprayed in here because this recipe, if you don't grease your pan appropriately, it will stick. So that's why I do it. I even do a little bit too much, some would say, but it's okay because it always works. So again, you're just gonna divide the batter into two the best you can. You can weigh it if you want, but I don't weigh it out. I weigh out the oatmeal, but this is a step that I just don't weigh out. I just eyeball it to the best of my abilities and make sure that they're as even as I can get them. So scraping out as much as I can out of this bowl and then just scrape it out on the sides. Okay, so with baked oatmeal, you can do whatever toppings you'd like. On one of these, I'm going to make it into a banana chocolate chip recipe, so I'm just going to put the chips on top because when I do the chips in the batter, the chips tend to go all the way to the bottom and burn, so I just do it this way. And for this one, I don't really want chocolate chips. I'm just going to sprinkle very little because I'm trying to watch my calories. So that'll be good. So there you go. Now we're ready to go into the oven. We're gonna bake for about 25 minutes at 375 degrees. So just place them in there. I put them in the middle rack. Don't put them too high. So the middle rack is fine. And again, we're gonna come back in 25 minutes after it baked for 375 degrees. We'll see you there. Okay, so the 25 minutes have passed by, and as you can see, it's fully cooked through, light brown on the edges. That's exactly how I want it, and also you don't see any signs of it being raw in the middle. Once it cools off a little bit, I like to add a little bit of butter on the top. If you'd like, you don't have to. You can put whipped cream, and I also serve this with syrup. Sugar-free syrup, but again, you can use whatever you want. Regular syrup, you can use regular whipped cream, sugar-free. You can do all kinds of things with this. And also, I'm going to actually freeze this to have this as a meal prep for another day. So I really enjoy this recipe just because you can customize it to meet your own macro needs. You can put fruit, chocolate, nuts, anything you want in here. And it's just a delicious and healthy breakfast. So I hope you give this recipe a try, and don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you next time.